Roe v. Wade and access to reproductive health care, including abortion, helped lead to increased labor force participation.
I was raised by a single mom who worked long hours to keep us out of poverty. I think framing it in the context of labor force participation it just feels calloused to me.
There is a spillover into labor force participation. In many cases, abortions are of teenage women, particularly low income and often Black, who aren't in a position to be able to care for children.
I'll just simply say that as a guy raised by a Black woman in abject poverty, I'm thankful to be here as United States Senator.
It just pops the mind, doesn't it, that she would actually argue with him, like would want to debate the senator as if she would understand how he would feel, or anybody that she thinks she speaks for. An ocean of reaction to those very moving words that we just saw from Senator Tim Scott about his background and how he grew up after hearing what Secretary Yellen had to say this week. Social media exploded with praise for Senator Scott and criticism for Yellen. One user said the exchange cut to the heart of Democrat support for abortion and exposed the disgusting reality of how they view their fellow Americans' worth and ability. Another with nothing better than a multi-millionaire old white woman lecturing a Black man about how his mother was a loser because she let him be born. Senator Roy Blunt weighed in this way. Wow. A new op-ed titled "Abortion Like Slavery Harms the Economy Despite the Claims of Janet Yellen." Another with the headline, "The Treasury Secretary Ignores the Value of Lost Human Capital." Power panel now. Matt Gorman, former NRCC Communications Director, Leslie Marshall, Fox News contributor. This is tough because when you hear Senator Scott, what happens in your mind, Matt? What was your reaction to that?
Well, I thought Janet Yellen's comments were ghoulish, quite frankly. And I think, liberals love to throw around the term white privilege, right? And I think if anything it fits like this. Janet Yellen is a white woman worth $20 million, taught at Brown, Yale, went to Brown and Yale, taught at Harvard, is Secretary of the Treasury. And she's lecturing Tim Scott about what it means to grow up poor. I think if anything is white privilege, it's that. And I think, again, abortion among the Democrats has gone from safe, legal, and rare to abortion is an economic driver, which is insane.
Leslie, take me inside your party. You're so wonderful at this because you really do see it so transparently. Why didn't it happen that Roe versus Wade was codified when Democrats had the White House and both chambers on Capitol Hill under Barack Obama? If it is important enough to protest in the streets right now, when Democrats were fully in power, why didn't they take care of that as their priority?
Harris, if I could answer that, it would be President Marshall in the White House and not President Biden.
You go, girl.
Honestly, no, I really don't know. But I want to push back a tiny bit. When I saw the exchange, first of all, abortion is a very emotionally charged issue. It's a very personal and private, in my opinion, decision. And when you have the Secretary of the Treasury answering questions, I didn't feel that Secretary Yellen was trying to discount people in poverty. I think she was doing her job in the sense of numbers. That's her job. Her job is about numbers. It's about finance. It's about the economy and about how anything, any legislation, any decision politically would affect that. And that's what I thought she was answering. And of course, Senator Scott, what he said was very moving and was very emotional. But if we do look at the numbers and we do look at how this does impact, and this is not just among African Americans and not always just amongst lower income, but certainly amongst lower income individuals, how it impacts social programs like welfare, healthcare system, educational systems.
So you're doubling down on what she said.
I didn't take it as some people were. I didn't think she was attacking Senator Scott and his mother's choice to have him.
You know what? You're entitled to your opinion. She gave us hers. You don't have to go to work as the world's only living heart donor, though, which is what she chose to do on that day. All right. Gas prices hitting another record high for the third day in a row. The average price for a gallon now, $4.41. So by the time we get to Friday on this trend, it's going to make Sunday's price look much cheaper, because every day it goes up at this point. We break a record every day. Up 17 cents from a week ago, nearly $2 from a year ago, and Americans are struggling. We know that. According to a new Monmouth poll, more than 50% of people say it's very or somewhat difficult to fill up their cars at this point. And in the face of those rising prices for gasoline, the Biden administration canceled one of the most high-profile oil and gas lease sales pending right now. The Department of the Interior halted the potential to drill for more than 1 million acres in Alaska's Cook Inlet, along with 2 lease sales in the Gulf of Mexico. In reverse order, Leslie, I'll come to you. We are working counterproductively now to get the price of gas to come down if we don't move faster and more toward being able to sustain ourselves.
Faster is the key word here, Harris. These leases, people want to say climate change. There are 2 reasons that the leases were pulled. 1, no oil company had interest in drilling there. And 2, there was a legal battle going on. So what the experts are saying is it would take decades for, even if they did drill, to impact gas prices, and there wouldn't be drilling. Just because you have the lease doesn't mean the land would be drilled upon. It would be sitting there because of these legal problems and because of the oil companies' lack of interest in that lease and in that land.
Matt.
This is on top, though, of Anwar and the Keystone Pipeline that had longer lead times. But also, we haven't hit Memorial Day. And if people aren't traveling by car or by plane, that's going to hurt the economy.
Well, you saw that airfares are going up 18.6% since last month. So, yeah, I mean, people are going to start to feel it. And then school gets out, and you've got even more people wanting to hit the road. We'll get into it another day. I'd love to revisit the Yellen remarks with you at some point, Leslie and Matt, because it is important to talk about those souls who are lost, who don't come into the economy. That's been part of the Republican argument, and next time we'll make more time for it. Good to see you both. Thank you.